just want an answer to the question. How many public servants do you think you will be cutting? Will you be cutting 36,000? Will you be cutting 18,000? Will you be cutting 10,000?
We think we can bring down the number of public servants to where it was at the end of COVID. That was at the beginning of this Labor government, when the public sector started expanding exponentially.
So how many less public servants is that?
Well, we think that the 36,000 public servants that have been brought on haven't demonstrated that the improvements to the services to the public have been corresponding. We think we can bring it back down to levels that were at the end of COVID, not the beginning of COVID, I might add, at the end of COVID, and still deliver on the expectations of the taxpayer. Because let's face it, the services haven't improved, but the cost and size of the public service has expanded and bloated exponentially. So that's what our intention is, to make sure that we bring the rein in that size of the public service, but make sure that we deliver on frontline services, we make sure that we deliver on essential services that Australians expect and deserve.
Sure. Do you have an intention, if elected, of returning the budget to a surplus position within the time of the forward estimates, or within a decade? Do you have any sort of time frame on when you'd like to see a surplus if elected?
Do you know, that objective of returning a budget to structural balance has been entirely removed from Labor's budget papers. It's been a feature of budgets for decades past and has served Australians really well. We managed to bring the budget back into balance by 2019. That was one of the reasons why, under the coalition government, we went into COVID in such a strong position. But because that objective is removed, because that budget guardrail has been abolished, Australians are worse off, and now we can only see red ink as far as the eye can see into the future. A coalition government will restore that objective to bring the budget back into balance. And look, is it going to be able to happen in the first year of a coalition government? I very much doubt that, because there is so much Labor baked in spending. It's going to be very, very difficult to unwind. We've said that we will guarantee essential services. We've said that we won't unwind those frontline positions. That's really, really important. Australians should take great comfort in knowing that a coalition government will not be making cuts to frontline services or essential services. But at some stage, those hard decisions about where we're going to make changes have to be considered. You know as well as I do, Andrew, that the NDIS, for instance, is one of those areas in the budget that has run out of control. It was growing at 14% per annum. Now, when we went into opposition, the coalition said to the government that we would work with them to rein in that spending and get it under control. It's been brought back to around 8%. It actually looks like it's going to be much higher than that this year, but it's been brought under control somewhat. We think that there's more that can be done. We would hope that when Labor goes into opposition, that they would work with us to try and rein in that profligate spending, those runaway programs that have gone out of control under this government.
Jane Hume, frankly, that seems pretty critical to the budget, reining in the NDIS. Do you have some sort of target in mind in terms of the growth that you'd like to see in it, or even cuts to it?
Well, I think the most important thing, Andrew, is in the long term that all government spending doesn't grow faster than the economy itself. And bringing in those budget guardrails is so important, whether it be a tax to GDP ratio to make sure that you don't continually grow the envelope from which governments can spend. That's a really important guardrail that we will set, that we've said that we will restore the moment we return to government. Whether it be that objective of bringing the budget back into structural balance, not windfall surpluses, structural balance in the medium term. That's going to be fundamentally important to delivering a stronger economy, more economic resilience. And let's face it, in these periods of global uncertainty, when the world is changing at a rapid pace, the most important thing that an Australian government can do is deliver economic resilience so that we have the ballast to be able to weather the storms.